CPQ, the benefits of guided selling, how to implement guided selling, and then we will go with the demo, and after that we will take the Q&A. Moving to the first slide, here I will explain what is guided selling. So basically the guided selling is very important feature in CPQ. Using this feature, the sales rep can try to understand what exactly the customer need, and then based on his answers, the sales rep can help the customer to show the products or creating the quote. Okay, so using this way, it will streamline the sales process. So let's take the example for the guided selling. Let's say the customer need to want to buy the fabric, so he will went to the fabric shop and he will ask the sales rep to show the fabrics, right? So if we think about from the sales rep perspective, so it's not possible for the sales rep to show the all the products which are available in the shop, right? Because there may be the thousands of products, thousands of fabrics are available in a shop, right? So it's not possible to show the all the product to that customer. So what the sales rep will do, he will ask couple of questions to the customer, like what type of fabric you need, what type of fit you need, what is the requirement for the width and the length, right? So these are the basic questions the sales rep will ask to the customer, and based on the customer input, he will start showing the products. Okay, got it. Any questions so far? Any queries? So moving to the next slide. So using this diagram, we will try to understand what is guided selling. So in the guided selling, the first step is it will prompt with the targeted questions. The next step is each answer can be dynamically affect the next question. I will explain you this step later. And once answered, click on the suggest, and then based on the answers provided by the customer, um, um, the sales rep will search the products in the CPQ in the Salesforce, right? CPQ review the answers and suggest the product list matching the response of the customer. Okay, so let's take take the example. Let's say the customer want the fabric, right? So he will go into the fabric shop, and the sales rep will ask what type of fabric he needs, right? So this is the first question the sales rep will ask, and the customer will reply like he needs fabric of cotton or wool or silk, right? Based on this, the sales rep will ask the second question like how much width you need, right? Let's say 5 meter or 10 meter or 20 meter, let's say, right? And the other one, he may ask what type of length he need, like, right? So let's say 10 meter, 20 meter, or let's say 40 meter. Okay. So based on these, when the sales rep enter these answers into the CPQ, the CPQ will search these type of products and it will display on the add product screen. Okay. So let me show you how the guided selling looks like in the Salesforce, and then after that I will take one example and we will create the guided selling from the scratch. Just for the basic understanding, I'm showing you the existing example. So let's say this is the one quote process we have on the guided selling. Okay, so let me open the quote first. So for some of the POC, I have renamed the quote label to the socket. So let's say if I'm going to any quote, and from the edit line, so this is the CPQ feature where we are going to add the products. So I'm going to the QLE, and here I'm clicking the add product. So you will see one prompt will open. So this is known as guided selling. So here we have the couple of questions like select the fabric type, select the width, select the length. So if let's say if I'm selecting wool 5 feet, 20 feet and click on suggest. So the sales rep, whenever the sales rep will click on the suggest, it will display only those products which are satisfying those criteria. Okay, so it will display only the fabrics with the width 5 feet and length is 20 feet or meters. Okay, so this is the general way, or we can say, and this is the icon. This is the symbol for the guided selling. So if we want to change it, we can change from here 10 feet, 40 feet, click on suggest. It will display the other required products. Okay. So moving to the next slide, here we can take the another example where the customer wants to buy the hardware or the software or the service. So first the sales rep will ask to the customer what kind of product you are interested to buy. Let's say hardware, software or service. If he answers that I am interested in buying hardware, then the next question the sales rep will ask what type of hardware products you are looking for. It may be desktop, it may be printer, smart TV, smart devices, or others, right? So in this way, the sales rep will try to identify what exact products the customer need, and based on those inputs, it will start displaying, or it will start quoting the it will start quoting those products in the Salesforce. So, coming to the next slide, what are the benefits of the guided selling? So, the first benefit of the guided selling is it enhances the customer experience because if we go with the definition of this one, guided selling provides customer with a personalized and interactive experience because the whenever customer is saying that I want to buy the fabric, so the
Excuse me, ma'am.
yes, sorry,
I cannot see the PPT.
is it okay? What about others?
It's visible, ma'am.
Is it okay?
Okay,
Maybe
my
you can
PPT.
rejoin, or do I need to
Yeah,
stop sharing and start sharing again if you want?
I'll rejoin.
Okay, please. So, so the first benefit is it will enhance the customer experience. The second point is it increase the sales effectiveness. So guided selling assists sales representative in understanding customer needs more effectively because the sales rep is asking what type of product he is looking for, right? A couple of questions based on that answers. Um, the sales rep is searching those product present in the system, right? So the next benefit is reduce the errors and rework. So it helps to prevent configuration errors by ensuring that customer only select compatible options and configurations. In this way, the sales rep will avoid the errors and the rework. Okay. So coming to the next slide. So the other benefit is improve the sales efficiency. So instead of displaying all the products available in the shop, it will take more time and it will waste the time for the customer as well as for the sales rep, right? So it by using the guided selling feature, it will increase the sales efficiency. The next benefit is increase the revenue. So the sales rep can only display or quote the only those products with which the customer need. So by using this one, it can increase the revenue by handling the other customer, right? So these are the a couple of benefits of the guided selling. Coming to the next, how to implement it. So the first point is planning. So this is the very important point. We can say the crucial point whenever the company is planning to buy any software or any of the product, software product or any of the product. So planning is very important in the business, right? So we have to plan it and we have to see the impact, how the guided selling will impact their business. So this is the first step the company has to look into the into before selecting the guided selling or choosing the guided selling product. Choose the right CPQ solution. So in the market, there are too many solutions for each and every problem, right? So we have to choose the correct product in the CPQ. So here we are talking about the guided selling, right? So I will explain you how it will save the time of the customer as well as the sales staff. The next point is configure product catalog. So we have to configure the products, whatever products are available in the shop, we have to configure those products in the system first. The next is design guided selling questionnaires. So whatever questions the sales rep want to ask to the customer, so we have to define those things first, right? And then we have to configure the pricing and the discounts in the CPQ. So we have, as you know, in the CPQ, we have the pricing and discounts things, right? Sorry. Training and adoption. So we have to provide the sufficient training to the sales rep so that they can use the guided selling features more efficiently. And the next is continuous improvement. So in the continuous improvement, we can say that we can improve the guided selling feature by continuously taking the feedback from the sales rep, and if they want to increase the list of questionnaires, we can update it, right, in the guided selling feature. So these are the steps to implement the guided selling in Salesforce CPQ. Now coming to the demo part. So in while configuring the guided selling in CPQ, we have the three major steps. So in the first step, we have to create the product fields. I mean, we have to create the fields in the product object. The second step, we have to create the same mirror fields on the, we have one standard of CPQ standard object that is called process input, and we have to update those fields in the product and then in a product field and the input field in the process input object. And the third step is we have to create the code process. So now we will take one example where I will create the guided selling from the scratch. So these are the steps we are going to follow to create the guided selling. So let's take one example. Um, let's say the customer wants to buy the laptop. Okay, so he went to the laptop shop, and so that's and he asked the sales rep that I want to buy the laptop. So the sales rep will ask which brand you need in the laptop, right? So this is the first question the sales rep will ask, which brand you need. So let's say the customer reply Lenovo or maybe HP or maybe Samsung. The second one, maybe we can say how much RAM you need. Let's say 8 GB or 16 GB or 32 GB. And what type of color you are looking for, right? Say black, blue, or red. Okay, so these three questions the sales staff will ask to the customer, and based on the customer input, it will search these product into the Salesforce, right? So the first step, let me go this one. Let me go into the object manager. Now I will go into the product object first, and then I will create the three fields. The first one is brand, the second one is RAM, and the third one is color. So I will create the pick list value. Let's say name it as brand. Here HP. So the second question, the sales step can ask how much RAM you need, right? So we have to create another field. Type of RAM, how much RAM he need. Is equal to all. And the third one is color. Black, blue, or red. Now, so we have created three fields on the product object. Now we will go to the another object, that is process input object. So this is also the standard object in the CPQ. So we have to create the same fields, whatever fields we have created on the product object, we have to create the same mirror fields on the process input object. So let's say with the same name. So let's say the first one is brand. Next, it will be visible to all the page layouts. Save and new. The second field we have created on the product object is RAM. 8 GB, 16 GB, or 32 GB. Visible to all the profiles, visible to all the page layouts. And the third, the last one is color. Okay, so we have created the three fields on the product object, as well as we have created the same mirror fields on the process input object. So this is the standard object in CPQ. Okay. Any questions so far? Now, the next step is maybe we can. So we have created for in the first step we have created the fields on the product, as well as we have created the same fields on the process input object. Now we are adding those API names into the process input object. So in the process input object we have the two fields called product field and the input field. So if you go to the process input object, you will find product field. So here you have to add those fields API. So let's say brand. Let me paste here. The next is RAM. The next is color. Okay. So we have to add these API names in this field, product field. Click on new, add those API names and click on save. Okay, so this is the one field, product field, and there is another field that is called input field. So we have to add the same API names on this field as well. Brand, RAM, and color. Okay. Now, up to step 3, everything is done. Now, in the step 4, we have to create the code process record. So, go to the app launcher, type code process. Okay, so here we have to create one guided selling. So let's create one record on this object. Name it as demo of sell. Mm, make this guided selling guided only. Click on save. Now go to the related of this one. So we have one related list that is called process input. So here we have to create the 3 records. Which 3 records? The first one is brand, RAM, and color. So click on the new, let's say brand. Here, whatever questions the sales rep want to ask to the customer, we have to put that here in the label. Make it as active. Display order will be 1. So in the input field, we are selecting brand first. All conditions met. Operator equals. So we have to select the, we have to map those fields like input field. In the input process input object, we have created the brand field, right? So we have to map this field with the product field to the brand and click on the save. So first record got created. In the same way, we have to create the next record. Make it as active. All conditions met. Display order will be 2. Make it equal, and here we will select the RAM. So the input feed RAM will be mapped to the product feed RAM. Click on save, click new. Now the color. Which color you need? Make it as active. Select the color field, all conditions. Make the display order 3. Color codes. Click on save. So we have created the 3. So we have created the 3 records on the code process. So in the code process, we have created one record that is called demo of guided selling. And under that, we have in the related list, we have created 3 input record: brand, RAM, and color. Okay. Now the most important step in the guided selling is, so up to we have created the we have completed the step 4 by creating the code process record, and in the step 5 in the related process input related list need to map the fields between product and input field. So this is done. Coming to the next step, so this is a very important step. Without this, the guided selling will not work. So we have to copy the code process record ID and add it into the code record. So this is the manual step, but we can write the flow to auto populate the ID. Okay, so let me show you. So this is the code process we have created. We have to copy this ID and go to the any of the code, click on edit, and we have one field that is called code process ID. So we have to copy that record ID here. Okay, the demo of guided selling ID here. Click on save. Okay, so before showing the demo for this one, I think we have to configure the products. We have to create that at least 3 products. let's say for HP, select any family, and here we will select HP. RAM will be anything 8 GB and color will be black. Okay, click on save. And as you know, if we don't define any price book on the product, it will not display on the QLE, right? So we have to define the price book for each and every product. If the list price is $100, click on save. So this is the first product is ready. Click on new. Lenovo product code. You can put anything. Lenovo 16 GB blue. Click on save. The same process we have to follow. We have to add the price book here. Click on save. Now go to the product. Click on new. Add another product for Samsung. Samsung. So for the demo purpose, I'm only adding the single product for these options. Click on save. Okay, so we have added 3 products here. So this is our code. And if you click on the edit lines, because we have added the code process record ID in this code, and if we click on the add product, you will get one prompt. So this is the prompt which I was talking about. So this is called the guided selling, and here we have the three questions which the sales rep will ask to the customer: which brand you need. So if let's say the input from the customer is he is looking for HP, how much RAM is required, like 8 GB, which color you need, black, and if the sales rep will click suggest, it will display only those products which are satisfying those conditions. So it is only satisfying the one product where the product name is HP. If you want to change the other one, Lenovo 16 GB blue, click on suggest. It will display those product. Samsung 32 GB red, suggest. So using this guided selling, it will be helpful for the sales rep to see what all products are available in the store and what exactly the customer need. Okay, so this was the final step in the guided selling, and also we have if you observe in the guided selling, if you go to the new one, okay. If I open the process input record, you will find the process input conditions, right? So this is also helpful. So how we can use this process input conditions. So let's say if you don't want to display all the questions in a single screen, but whenever the customer provide any input on the second one, based on the second, if you want to display the third one, this is just simple as the dependent pick list. So we can perform that thing based on this process input conditions. So let me show you before that. So let me show you another example. So click on cancel, click on cancel. So let's say I'm changing the guided selling for this code to the another guided selling. Click on save. And if we go into the edit lines, click on add product. You can see here that it is displaying all the 3 constants in a single screen, right? It is not dependent. Even I can select anything. The length is displaying. So, but in some scenarios, let's say I want to display the length only when the customer or the sales rep can select 5 feet. Then only I want to select the length. Okay. So we can do this one by going into the related code. Let me close the other tabs. Go to the process input, go to the select length record. And then go to the related. In the process input condition, let's create the new condition here. So based on width, I want to display the length, make it as active. In the process input, select the third question, that is select length. In the master process input, let's select width equals, let's say I want to display the length only when the width is 5 feet. 5 feet. Click on save. Now, if I go to the socket, go to the code. So we have the code process ID, right? Correct. Click on the edit lines. Click on the add products. So here you can observe whole. If I'm selecting the width as 10 feet or 15 feet, I'm not able to see the length. But if I select the width as 5 feet, the length will be displayed, right? So based on this one, based on the input conditions, we can do in this way also. We can configure in this way also. Click on the suggest, it will display only those products. If I want to change it to 20 feet, it will display the other set of products. So based on these input conditions, we can create the dependent pick list in the guided selling. Okay, so this is all about today's session. Any queries, team? Any questions? If you want to repeat anything, the steps or anything, then please let me know. Okay, so these are the if there are no questions, then we can move forward further. So these are the useful links which you can go on these links and you can discover more on the guided selling. So there is one I found one very good site, Apex Earth, where you can find the good good things on the guided selling. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you everyone for joining the session.
Thank you.
Thank you, team.
Can you able to share the deck? It will use for the reference to do later.
Sure, definitely, Sai.
Okay, thank you so much.